Good Thursday morning, July 6th, 2023. Today, or the next few days, the plan is to do the Grafton Loop Trail. It's a 39-mile loop in Maine that shares portions of the AT. It'll go up and over Old Spec, and yeah, doing a solo trip because I haven't been out in a while and I was missing the woods and getting really sweaty. It's supposed to be very, very hot today and humid. And I got a 12-mile day planned. Yeah. The trail I'm on is the Grafton Loop Trail. It's roughly 39 miles. So I'm planning this to be a 3-day adventure. So I started at about 11 o'clock today on Thursday. Plan to hike 12 miles. Then tomorrow on Friday will be a 16-mile day. And then the final day will be about 11 back to the car. There's a funny thing about the trail. Driving up here, I realized I had forgotten to bring my spork. I just found one lying on the ground, not even a mile in. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Already sweating though. All registered. Thanks to the Maine ATC and to the AMC for maintaining all of these trails in here. This trail is actually my first foray into backpacking. A few years back I did the western half. The loop trail is divided down the middle with Route 26. So you can kind of do one half or the other, or do the whole thing. I'm gonna do the whole thing. That's my plan. Reached our first view spot. A pretty decent day. Forecast calls for those things to turn into thunderstorms later, but it's sunny, hot, and very little wind right now, so I am soaked in cooling juice. Or sweat. So before I left home, I weighed my pack with water and food for a 3-day trip. It's 23 pounds. So I feel pretty good about that. That's probably the lightest my pack would ever have been during the AT hike. Like no lighter. I want to welcome everybody that's new to the channel. If it's the first time watching one of my videos, I recommend clicking on the channel link and watching some of the videos from my Appalachian Trail thru hike in 2021 and from my Colorado Trail thru hike in 2022. I decided this year I don't think I'm going to do any really large hikes, but I want to do more backpacking trips, and I figure I'm going to take the camera along with me and document it the same, just visit more places. Because why spend 4 months just to finish one trail when you can hike a bunch of trails? There's a femur in this tree? What the hell? That's a good sign. Make no bones about it. Just hiking in the Maine woods. Well, I found the rest of it, or at least its head. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. See how tannic and dark that water is? Yummy! The heat's catching up to me. I hit a wall back there. Had to stop and get some food and water. It's been like 85, 90 degrees with very minimal wind. Summer hiking. Judging by the amount of spider webs I keep walking through, I don't think anyone's ahead of me today. I can kind of see prints and tracks in the ground. Some moose, some hiker shoes, but I don't think I'm going to see anyone. You can tell how popular of a trail this is. .8 miles. That's where we're going. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that somewhere's here. I got just about a mile left to get to the campsite. How do I look in my bug net? I've never hiked with one of these, but it really helps out, especially in wet spots like this. That's a good sign. Picked out a pretty flat spot to set up. This is where I'm gonna camp. Voila! Got my camp set up. I decided to bring the tarp tent this time just because it's a little bit more compact if I needed to get into a smaller space, and I didn't know if I was going to need to use my trekking poles to do like a freestand on a tent platform. So, and a little nostalgia, you know, bring the thing that got me out into the woods in the first place. Some of my gear, I guess, is Eno Sub 6 with the Atlas straps. That's like my camp chair. Got my Southwest 2400 that I brought with me on the Colorado Trail. Yeah, my tarp tent Double Rainbow LI. More info up here. Neo Air Thermarest. Just got some Hyperlight pods with clothes. That's my hammock, or not hammock, my quilt. Just getting that waterfall white noise machine and lovely bird song. End of day one. Peace, y'all. Well, I made it through the night. Slept pretty darn good. Just checking out the map. That's where we started yesterday. 11.8 miles going counterclockwise. And this is what today will be day 2. Coming over to linking up with the Appalachian Trail, doing the Baldpates, coming down, going up to Old Spec, and then stopping at Bull Run campsite. This will be about a 12.8 mile day. Let's do it. Good Friday morning, July 7th, 2023. Day 2 on the Grafton Loop Trail. Got about a 13-mile day. Gonna be going up to Old Spec, and I'll be linking up with the AT. So it's gonna be nice and nostalgic. Had a pretty darn good sleep last night. It was humid but quiet here. One other group showed up, but they camped at another spot, so that was nice. Gotta grab some water and then jump back on the trail. So I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, a lot about hiking and life and what it means to me. If you're watching this, you are on my YouTube channel, and you can check out a bunch of other videos I made from through hiking and day hiking. And I found a lot of identity, a lot of peace, a lot of community from hiking. In the past few weeks, couple months actually, been pretty busy with work, and I haven't allotted myself the time to come out and really get it back in touch with myself. There's something therapeutic to me to come out and exercise and be in a place I've never been and just rely solely on myself to get myself through. I think when I'm back in society, when there's so many other people around me, I find it harder to do the things I want to do. I seem to get influenced by others, not peer pressure in a negative way, but just empathy for others and wanting to help out or be a part of something. But I think I've recognized recently that I need to take some selfish time for myself, because I'm the only one here. I'm the one living this life, and I decide what I want to fill with it. And it can be really empowering to decide that the things you want to do are important, and to put yourself first every now and then. Well, I huffed and I puffed and I'm completely wet with sweat. So I've reached the top of East Baldpate. And I'm gonna lay in the sun and drink some water. That's where I'm heading. Haven't been here since the AT, almost 2 years ago. Just want to show you how sweaty I am. Look at my shorts. I can wring my shorts out. Yummy! Well, that was cool, just talking about going sobo. I was sitting up there for a minute cooling off and two guys came up that are hiking the AT southbound. I think it's Garish and Gibralini. Something like that was their names. I totally support those guys because they've been hiking through all the rain that we've had in Maine. I said it before, that's a huge morale killer. So anyone that's had to deal with rain or just stormy conditions on their through hike, all the power to you, because that is a mental game. Looking ahead, you look right there, that's where the floating bogs are. We had fun on those 2 years ago. Fingers crossed this time's a little more fun. This is some of the terrain that makes the southern Maine portion of the AT, or the western Maine trails, difficult. A lot of these slabs of rock that make up the whole trail, and they're just wet and mossy and slick. Just makes for more fancy footwork. Been passing a bunch of nobos. It's kind of exciting. See people out here on their journey, just starting the state of Maine, like 270 more miles to get to Katahdin. It's cool to see how road hardened, if you will, or trail ready all the people look, you know. A certain look to a thru hiker. All men though so far, and somewhat older men. I'd say 30s, mid-30s and over. Ladies, get out here, have some fun. I had a thought. I wanted to share a little peace of mind with you. I just talked to a guy who was hiking the other direction. He's out here for a couple days, and he validated something for me, and I think I validated something for him, that we're both out here just to think, to get away from the world and to let our mind be free and see what comes of that. There's an inner peace that can come from getting away from all your normal routines and habits and returning to nature, returning to simplicity. And I highly recommend, if you have the physical ability and you enjoy watching these videos, give it a try. You don't even have to go that far. Just go somewhere that's not near home and spend a night in nature and let your mind breathe. Well, I've reached over the halfway point. I'm at the northern parking lot for the Grafton Loop Trail. Try not to be hit by a car. Last time I was here, I was meeting my mom for some trail magic and some brand new shoes. Good memories. Well, I stopped back there to grab some water, looked at my pack and realized I had lost a sandal. So much for leave no trace. If anyone finds it, mail it to me. Sweaty. Almost at the top. I'm friggin' beat though. The heat is really catching up to me. And you can see the sky is getting a little more playful. It looks pretty rainy over there. Booming off behind me. Keep going. Reach the top. I think I might avoid climbing to the top of that metal structure since it's thundering and lightning all around. But I'm here. And the sky is starting to drip on me. It's not the rain I'm worried about, it's the thunder and the lightning. I'm already soaking wet from head to toe from sweat today. Absolutely drenched from sweat. Like, you know when you get your feet wet and you can hear water in your shoes? That's what my shoes sound like. Delicious. That may have been a little too much information, but I like to keep it real for you folks. It's raining, and the trail is quite thick. If I wasn't wet before, I'm definitely wet now. You can't be claustrophobic if you hike this trail. And you also have to have a love for figuring out what's on the other side of the bend. Well, I made it to the Bull Run campsite. I'm gonna stay on this platform here, number 2. And it's relatively dry right there, so I figured I'd kind of like park it here so then I could sit on the edge there. Because it's supposed to rain again later. I think it may open up and brighten up a little, but I am wet. Got the tent all set up, cleaned up, letting my feet dry off. Hey, don't worry, I got clothes on. 13-mile day, day 2, success. It was really great running into a lot of the AT hikers and kind of time traveling, if you will. It feels like that now, just sitting in my tent in the rain. It's about 4 o'clock. 11 miles tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. This backpacking trip has been pretty successful so far. I got rained on. It's thundering. all the good stuff. Here comes the rain. Water's hot. It's dinner time. Dinner time. Grub up. Well, that went quick. I'm not sponsored by them, but my buddy Maverick, who I met on the Colorado Trail, is sponsored by Peak Refuel. He sent me a bunch of these as like a, here you go, buddy, try them out. And every single one I've had so far has been delicious. So this hike was fueled by Peak Refuel. Ding! Well, good Saturday morning. How's everyone doing? I'm all right. I slept all right last night. Tossed and turned a bit. I was basically stuck in my tent while it was raining from like 3:30 until I fell asleep. And what that meant is I couldn't really stand up or stretch, so my back was sore. But that's all right. Last day on trail, 11 miles to get back to the car. It's about 2,000 up, 4,000 down. That tiny little dry spot. That's all I have to show for. Leaving Bull Run campsite. It's about 5:45. I'm ready to get soaking wet. All the branches are coated in water. And as I walk by them, that water is gonna run down me. I almost set up on that tent platform. That wouldn't have been fun. Always gotta look out for widowmakers. More overgrown trail. I expected this. Hey, you've gotten to this point in the video. Thanks. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button down over here. If you want to leave me a comment, do it right here. And if you want to subscribe to watch more things like this, click up here. And if you just want to sit there and enjoy your day, well, I want to send you some peace and love from right here. Thanks for watching. Let's keep having some more fun. See the rays of sun poking through. Whoa. Ooh, there's a little bit of undercast over there. Look at the undercast off in the distance. Those are the Baldpates where we were yesterday. Then I came down, and that's Route 26. That's what kind of divides the Grafton Loop Trail in half. And then that is Old Spec. That was the daunting hike. Came down over to here and working my way up. Last peak is Sunday River Whitecap. Not to be confused with the ski resort. I hadn't seen anyone in a good number of hours since yesterday, and then coming down here and I hear a bunch of people doing monkey calls. I just got passed by like 15 trail runners. Whoa, these are some cool ladders though. Thanks to the people that built them. Well, that felt refreshing. I figured since I was already soaking wet from sweat and rain this morning, might as well dunk myself before getting in my car. Rinse away some of the grime and grit in my shoes. Now they look brand new. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, people and humans, viewing audience, we've reached the end of another successful hiking video. Thanks for joining me on the Grafton Loop Trail. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. And I hope this summer you get to come outside and enjoy the beauty of what we have all around us. This is Prototype, and I want to remind you that don't do what I do. Do it better. Thanks for watching. Not a real hike unless you road walk back to the car. Okay. Check that out. Well, leave no trace since I left my sandal behind. That gives me an idea for what's my next adventure. Stay tuned.